Let's move into the last segment tonight on the Don't Tell Mama Sports Podcast, the waiver wire scoops of the week. It's Tuesday night. You got to go hit your waiver wires, put in those claims. We're going to give you a couple names to look at. Let's start at the running back position, Max. Five injuries to the running back position where we got to go look at who else is there. Travis Etienne for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Let's start there. He's got a banged up shoulder. Took a good pop, coach said. Took a good pop. We see Tank Bigsby come in last week. He was running back one in fantasy.
Wow.
101 yards and 2 touchdowns on 7.8 yards per carry. 7.8 yards per carry, that's juice. He's
hmm
only owned in 9.7% of leagues. He's one of the top ads this week. Moving on, Jonathan Taylor. He sprained that fucking bum ankle that he's got last week. And damn it, he missed last game. He sprained it 2 weeks ago, missed last game. Silly of me to not go make Trey Sermon a priority, the backup last week. What happens? Taylor Wilson, he slips in there, he gets him. But Trey Sermon, he was running back six on the week last week, 38 yards and a touchdown on the ground, 6 catches for 25 yards to the air.
Well, 6 catches. That's
Trey,
good.
Trey Sermon, yeah, he needs to be added. Devin Singletary of the Giants, he was a late scratch on Sunday with a growing injury. Your guy, Tyrone Tracy Jr. from
Go
your alma
Boilers.
mater,
Go
eight,
Boilers.
18 carries for a buck 29,
Nice.
18.3% owned.
Very good.
Tyrone Tracy Jr. needs to be added. Aaron Jones went down. He only played about 16 snaps, went down in the first quarter. He is now week to week with a hip injury. He's going to be 30 years old in December. We talked about this
We
coming into the
definitely
year.
brought it up. He's gonna have his games. He's gonna have a couple big ones, and then something's gonna happen where he doesn't play. And sure enough, hips as a running back, that is
Uh,
not good.
nope. Ty Chandler is the backup. He's owned in 34.8% of ESPN leagues. Go get him. Last injury, Devon A. Chan. This guy's always getting hurt, Max. This guy's
Yep.
always getting hurt. This time it's concussion. He took a freaking pop. Go check if Raheem Mostert's available. He came back last week. Go check. He had 19 carries for 80 yards.
Wow.
But more available, definitely more available, is the rookie out of Tennessee, Jalen Wright. 13 carries for 86 yards. A little bit more juice there.
Yeah.
Max, rank these five backups for me. Tank Bigsby, Trey Sermon, Tyrone Tracy Jr., Ty Chandler, and Jalen Wright.
I'll go Tank Bigsby as the number one option. If man, I'm sorry, Cole Breezy, because both we're talking Jonathan Taylor and Travis Etienne, your keepers, both your keepers, as we both had in our top 10, by the way, top 10 in preseason. That is, woo, that hurts. That really hurts. It's nothing you can do. But yeah, you better go try to get Tank Bigsby this week. You already know it. Trey Sermon's gone. So I'm not, but number two, I actually might go right because the Dolphins, that's all they have is running. That's all they have because the quarterback situation when Tua is not there, they can't throw it. It's such a bummer to see. They just can't figure out how to throw the ball. They're gonna have to run it. Go get right. I got him number two. Number three, well, we got Tyrone Tracy, Trey Sermon, and
And
who's
Ty Chandler from the Vikings.
probably Ty Chandler. Ty Chandler at number three. I would go. I am going to go Tracy, and then last one Sermon from the last one would be Sermon.
I think I'm pretty damn close to you there, Max. I'm going Tank Bigsby at the top just because, I mean, he's got 34 carries on the year, 8 yards per carry on the year. That's juice
Crazy.
compared to 4.4 on 53 carries for ETN. I'm not saying that he's going to take over for ETN because even Coach Peterson came out and said that ETN is our guy. He's the RB1. He's come out and said that. But damn it, Bigsby is really working in there, and he showed that he's got it. So I'm going to put him at the top of my priority board. And yeah, I do like Jalen Wright. I think he's got speed down there in Miami. Miami, we're not too sure about, but Jalen Wright, if Devon Achane is going to be hurt, then yeah, Jalen Wright can slide right in there.
Yep.
Then I'm going to go Tyrone Tracy. I'm going to go Tyrone Tracy Jr. just because 18 for a buck 29. The only reason we're not talking more about him is because he didn't score. It's because he didn't score. But
Mm.
that's great for your first time as a starter. And then I'm gonna go Ty Chandler fourth and Trey Sermon last. Is that the same order as you had?
Yes.
Oh my God. Same damn order. I hope Jonathan Taylor comes back. I think Aaron Jones is more of a risk than Jonathan Taylor is, so that's why I've tied Chandler over Trey Sermon, and Tyrone Tracy looked solid in his only
Yeah.
chance.
Yeah.
Let's break down 4 wide receivers quickly, Max. I'm going to keep up bringing up Alan Lazard every week because he scored again. 4 touchdowns on the year. That's twice as many as Garrett Wilson has. He's wide receiver 21, only owned in 38% of leagues. Then we got Malik Neighbors. He leads the NFL in receptions. We talked about this. Concussion. We're not sure if he's playing this week. Darius Slayton came out, filled in, wide receiver 7 last week.
Oh, wow.
He had 8 catches for a buck 22 and a touchdown. He's only owned in 4.2% of leagues. Might need to look at Darius Slayton and also his teammate Wandale Robinson. You seen this guy, Max? Wide receiver 19 on the year, along with Malik Neighbors there.
Nice.
Wandale Robinson, he's tied for third in the NFL in targets. Danny Jones, he's feeding Neighbors. He's feeding Robinson, and when Neighbors isn't there, he's giving it to Slayton. Wandale Robinson is available in our league, actually. Last receiver, Jalen Tolbert. We saw him caught the game-winning touchdown on Sunday night. Wide receiver 29 on the season. Brandon Cooks goes to IR with a knee injury. Opens up the door for Tolbert. 7 catches for 87 yards and a touchdown last week. He plays Detroit. Detroit, you can beat them through the air. Order those receivers for me, Max. Alan Lazard, Darius Slayton, Wandale Robinson, Jalen Tolbert.
Oh, man. That's a tough one, actually. I'm leaning towards Jalen Tolbert maybe as the number one option, and the reason being is I don't know what's going on with CD and again Dak, but they're mouthing off to each other. There's something going on there.
Gun bumping.
CD or sorry, not CD Lamb. Dak Prescott. Again, he's a fantasy quarterback, but he had 2 interceptions and a fumble. I think CD is just pissed at that. I'm going to be honest. He's like, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? Anyway, they gotta figure that out. But Tolbert, he had a great game. Wandale Robinson, I don't know much about him other than the fact that you just told me he's ranked 19th. That's crazy. They're chucking it. They are chucking it in New York. Was not expecting that with what's his name, Saquon gone. Yeah, right. I guess you have to. I guess you got to start throwing the ball, right? You just paid this guy 100.
Always losing. Always losing.
Might as well. So maybe Wandale, Alan Lazard. There's something about him that just makes me. I don't know, because he gets like 3 catches but a touchdown. Yeah, I mean the touchdown. He's only touchdown relevant. Okay, you got to hope for that. So I'll go Alan Lazard, and then lastly I'll go the other guy from Slayton.
Yeah, I'm pretty close there, Max. I'm going to go Wandale at the top though. Wandale Robinson tied for 3rd in the NFL in targets, wide receiver 19 in fantasy. That's impressive. That's impressive. I was surprised to see that. Then I'll go Tolbert 2nd because he is getting all those looks. CD Lamb's getting all the defensive attention. Double teams the best corner. Tolbert might be open. I don't know. Jake Ferguson's the number 2 option, but Tolbert, Tutty last week, could be another Tutty coming this week. I will go Lazard 3rd though. Twice as many touchdowns this year as Garrett Wilson. When you get in the red zone, Rodgers is looking for his guy from Green Bay. And then Slayton filling in for Neighbors. Great week. 8 catches for a buck 22 and a touchdown, but that's not going to – Dookie Jones can't have 3 receivers for Pete's sake. No way. 2 quarterbacks quickly. We just got to shout out. The quarterback won last week, available in over half of leagues on ESPN. Captain Queef Cousins.
Yeah, big game.
509 yards and 4 touchdowns on Thursday night. He's the QB 13 on the season. If you're having QB problems, if you got Patty Mahomes, you going to go look at Kirk Cousins?
As a backup, sure. Patty Mahomes is, he's doing all right. He's doing fine, but he's not putting up some of the numbers that we're seeing. Kirk Cousins had 1 big game, so let's not jump out of our seats. But maybe that is the game that he needed to wake up Atlanta. So yeah.
What if I told you Patty Mahomes averaging 14.2 fantasy points per game, QB 24, QB 24, Patty Mahomes,
and they're 5-0. Can you believe that?
That's a joke.
My gosh.
Probably not a guy you're going to go pick up unless you're in a 2-quarterback league. If you're in a 2-quarterback league, go look at this guy, the quarterback 4 last week, filling in for Anthony Richardson, Joe Flacco. He still got it, baby. 359 yards, 3 tutties. He makes Michael Pittman relevant. He makes Joshua Downs flex-worthy. Alec Pierce caught another fucking bomb. He makes guys more relevant there where Anthony Richardson is completing 8, 10, 12 passes a game. Joe Flacco's chucking it all around 50 fucking times. So Joe Flacco is definitely better for fantasy, but he's not the future for the Colts.
No.
Let's end on here since we know we got a lot of Colts queefs watching this. What should the boys do in Indianapolis at the quarterback position? Should they ride with Joe Flacco, try to win, or try to develop this Anthony Richardson kid with a lot of potential?
Oh my goodness, that is a good question. I mean, hey, if well, first of all, they lost last week, right? The Colts lost with Joe Flacco.
Courtesy to the Indianapolis Colts for giving the Jacksonville Jaguars their first win, Max, their first win in 315 days. 315 days the
Wow.
Jaguars had not won a game. Courtesy Colts, Sam and Wilson, thank you for that.
Yes, no doubt about it. I say ride with Flacco a little bit. Why not? Why not? Okay, go for it. Okay, unless of course, I mean, if there comes that point where they're oh man, I don't know. I'm not a Colts fan, so I really give two shits. But ride with Flacco because they actually chuck it. It's more exciting than Anthony Richardson just taking hits and hurting himself like he's already done twice, two times
Yeah.
already.
Yeah, fuck the Colts. It's definitely a race for the basement in that division now with the Colts and the Jags and the Titans. My goodness, we thought it could be sneaky. We thought that division could be sneaky, and nah, that division sucks. That
Nah,
division blows.
really bad.